Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, and I'm bringing you a review of My Hero Academia, chapter 224. So one thing I really liked instantly about this chapter is seeing just how erratic and desperate that Twice was actually becoming towards the whole situation of Giron being captured, and his insistence to go and save him, because it not only builds on previous chapters that have explored Twice's character, but it also gives his relationship with basically Giren a lot more meaning. Specifically, how and one thing specific I really like that we can take from this is that how we really get the sense that even though Twice was happy in order to be just accepted into the League of Villains itself, if you really look at it, if you look at the way that Twice is acting towards Giron's capture, it really emphasizes that Giron is really the only one he's managed to form a real genuine connection with. Of course, Giron is literally just in the way that Twice is acting, you can definitely tell that Twice definitely sees Giron as family, or just kind of, or some kind of a bit of a brotherly figure almost. Like he's pretty much, like with Twice, we basically know that pretty much the man has serious problems. Like his mind is wrecked. His mind is wrecked, and he just has not found. He just wasn't able to find any anyone in society who would accept him. But then Giron showed up and said, "Hey, you want to come along and join the League of Villains?" Like just yeah, just that one simple. Just that one simple hand of camaraderie was basically enough in order for him to really kind of in order for him to in order for him to him to ex, in order for him to open up to Gideon. So I just really like how this chapter ended up building on Twice's character quite a bit. Um, Now let's talk Shigaraki's plan here, because he's what. Because what basically Shigaraki is doing right now is he's essentially hoping to kill two birds with one stone. From luring Gigantomachia to the Liberation Army's headquarters, obviously the plan is to wipe them out and save Giron. But at the same time of doing this, it what Shigaraki is also hoping to do is basically weaken Gigantomachia enough where Shigaraki can finally defeat him and gain his allegiance. And just like it's kind of it's really just kind of one of those plans, one of those very weird plans where it's working on multiple cog levels. Like with Shigaraki, he's using this whole situation to his advantage in order to get multiple things. And like obviously he's of course he's going to save Gi. He's basically saving Giron in order to appease Twice, but at the same time he's using the situation to his advantage of like, okay, I can kill several birds with one stone. We can save Giron, and then we can also. But at the same time, we can also get rid of the Liberation Army, and we can weaken the giant. So yeah, like I love this because it's just working on multiple levels. Um, and that's I guess what makes the plan so amazing is that it's the plan itself has its flaws, but it still makes it's still so amazing in how well it fits into where pretty much Shigaraki is as a character. Well, and it's while still having that underhanded aspect to it that reminds us that he's a villain, and this is his own path, and this is his own way of doing things. Like everything that, like everything. Like with this plan, we're actually seeing that Shigaraki is even further coming into his own as a villain, and even as a successor to pretty much all for one. So like he's really developing, and this plan is even further proof of that too. Um, Also, one major. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not gonna lie to y'all guys. I never thought I would get shocked in this chapter, but believe it or not, once and believe it or not, what believe it or not, once at the point that we see the actual plan being carried out, and the League of Villains, and the League of Villains, and the League of Villains attempt to kind of infiltrate the city and get Giron back, and just how easily it just falls apart on the spot like that. Um, this it was at that point where the Liberation Army appeared that I started to kind of I started to understand how scary, how truly scary that the Liberation Army themselves as like an organization actually is. Like don't get me wrong, I thought they were I thought they were pretty intimidating and just kind of just how corrupt they were before, but now this just takes on a whole what we see in this chapter. It just takes the Liberation Army, just the purpose of the Liberation Army just takes on a whole new meaning in a lot of ways, because um because the one thing we learn in this chapter is that the Liberation Army has control of the city that Giron is being held captive in, and while that does feed into what we learned from the last chapter about the Liberation Army's influence, there's there's a very real scary irony that was showcased with this chapter. And believe it or not, it was all shown with just those three tiny panels where we see that Horikoshi, he decided to focus on the security cameras that are monitoring the situation. And yeah, I hope you guys are keeping up with basically where I'm going with this, because yeah, this is where the scary part of it comes in for me, because if we really look at the Liberation Army's whole goal and their and what they believe in, the Liberation Army has this very firm belief that in order for true peace to be achieved in this world, then you have to create, in order to achieve true peace in this world, you have to then and in order for people to have a they want to create their whole goal is to create a world where people can use their quirks freely and dislikes any form of regulation. That's pretty much their whole goal, is to create a world where there isn't any regulation on people's quirks. It seems simple enough, right? Well, that's well that's just kind of exposed as full blown hypocrisy in this chapter, because in reality, with basically just this one single city that we see, what the Liberation Army has essentially created with their influence and their with their influence is essentially a police state. And I wish I was just fucking with you. I wish I was just fucking blowing it out of proportion, but no, that's literally the exact that's literally the exact opposite of what the Liberation Army's goal is. Like supposedly the Liberation Army's goal again is to deregulate on the use of quirks, but they've created the exact opposite of that now they've created the exact opposite with this situation. So it's like, yeah, I was literally it was just literally at the point where I saw those particular three cameras that I was like, okay, Horikoshi, you're going here. Damn. Like, seriously, like, it's really kind of scary if you look at it from a certain perspective. Like, the Liberation Army is running a police state. That's essentially what they're doing. Yeah. And also, so now, putting that scary business aside, the chapter ends with a battle starting between Togen and Tozi, which is a battle I never really knew I wanted until just now, but honestly, I can see this leading to some very interesting if it's gonna lead to any form of character development for Toga, I'm all for that. But for now, I'm just strangely really excited to see the possibility of Toga actually get her time to shine, because it's definitely been a while since I've last seen Toga. Because to be honest, looking at the stories as a whole, it's been a while, pretty much since I've seen Toga actually do anything of importance, really. So yeah, I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Illustrator Crunchyroll. Dead Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.